What's up, everybody? It's your baby boomer Kitty Lane from the Peninsula in Virginia, back with another Create and Relate. First of all, I would like to thank all of my subscribers. If it weren't for you, I wouldn't still be here. I would like to remind everyone to please leave your thumb when you come in. And also, when you subscribe and you see that notification bell, hit the one with the dimples so that you always know when I drop fresh content. I have my door open and my grandkids are in the background. So I hope you can hear me over them. Okay, a couple of things. I am here with clue number 4. And I'm also going to tell you about my dream that caused me to break a nail. Okay, so I'll tell you about the dream first. So somehow I got called back to work at the hotel. But the hotel, of course, was set up different. It was like during the day, it was these pretty shades of yellow, orange, red, and all the shades in between. It was really gorgeous. It had like glass stained windows around this empty room, stained glass windows around this empty room. Looked like it was a bar at some point, but it was just like completely empty. And once you went in, the foyer or the lobby was huge. It was absolutely huge. The big open space. But then over to the side, and in that space, it had 3 sofas surrounding a round table. And then over to the side were like, it was like a dining area, but the kitchen was like way back, and it was more like a restaurant. But it was like if you wanted to grab something to go, you could. Anyway, I don't remember what my room looked like in the hotel. I was staying at the hotel, but this one particular day, I was at work, and then everything just went bloop. And when I woke up, I was in the back seat of this car, and a middle-aged lady was driving, and it was a younger lady, probably in like her mid to late 20s, was the front seat passenger. And I'm in the back seat and laid down. It's like I had been drugged or something. So when I came to, I was acting like I was still asleep because I was trying to assess what was going on. I didn't understand. It was like I knew these ladies, but I didn't know them. And the only thing I had on me was my phone. I wasn't tied up or anything. I could see where we were going, but like I said, I wanted to play it off like I didn't want to alarm them. I didn't want them to think, ooh, I bent that nail too. Oh, so anyway, where we were going seemed familiar, and then we stopped at my granny's house. Granny is one of the babysitters that I had coming up. And Granny was sitting on the porch, but I couldn't call out to her and let her know that I was in the car against my will. So these 2 young ladies get out of the front seat, and the younger lady was like, what are we going to do with her? Talking about me. And she said, bring her along. So she grabs me, and she's assisting me in the house. I am still acting like I'm asleep. I knew I couldn't do anything with my phone because I didn't want it was nighttime, and I didn't want the light from the phone to alert that I was awake and aware. So when we get inside, everything is like really dark. The front of the house did look like my granny's house, but once we got inside, it was so different. The front living room was like real dark and dingy. It looked like a B-rated horror movie, you know, and it was just real dark and dingy, and it had like cobwebs and dust bunnies and all kinds of stuff going on, all kinds of not so cute stuff going on. And we went into a bedroom, and that bedroom was where I was supposed to stay. It was a tall four-post queen size bed. It had this beautiful quilt on it, and it's like the daylight was going in reverse because it was like the evening sun as opposed to the morning sun. I hope that makes sense. But you could see the day progressing almost like backwards. And everybody, there were like several people in the house. I didn't see Granny. Excuse me, even though she got up and went inside, I did not see her inside. But these other people, basically guys, and these were like really, really shady looking guys. And they just kept asking all kinds of crazy questions. And the lady said, the young lady asked the older lady, what are we going to do with her? And the older lady said, the older lady said, leave her here. And then my survival instincts kicked in. And I'm saying to myself, she's not going to leave me with all these shady dudes. No. So she goes into the living room and she sits in a chair, like a regular kitchen chair. And I felt like I had to make my move. So I walk up behind her and I dump her out of the chair. I just pull the chair out from under her. And she gets up, and instead of fighting back, she goes and sits in another chair. So I pull that chair out from under her. Well, the younger girl could have taken advantage of me, but it's like she really didn't want to be there either. But she wouldn't fight this lady. It was almost like she was related to her, but felt like what she was doing was wrong, you know. And these guys were like oblivious to what was going on. They were there in another room, but they didn't interact with us at all. Anyway, me and this older chick got to fighting. Y'all, I was punching everything on my bed. I was. My fingernails show it. I was grabbing. I was fighting for my life, y'all. I really was. And then the police came. And the police said that they were detaining me. And I was asking why. And they said because we need to get the full scope of what's going on. All kinds of witnesses were telling them that the woman had kidnapped me. And I mean, even these shady guys, they were like, she kidnapped her. She went to her job and she just took her. The young woman was telling them the same thing. And when I opened my mouth to tell the police officer, I had, I guess, a bad cop. Because he was like, shut up, shut up, shut up. And I kept trying to explain, you know, so I got quiet. And then another police officer came over. And I was like, can I talk to a supervisor? Because I really don't understand why I'm being detained and the violation was against me. And he says, I'm a rookie. I don't know. At that point, I lost all my religion. I did. And I commenced to cussing the police officer out. I did. I called him not so nice names. Nothing vulgar at first. You know, just like that 6-letter word that Starts with S and ends with D. That I refuse to let my grandkids call each other. You know, the one that is like a Family Ties character, Stu. And then the PID at the end. Yeah. So I just kept calling them that. And I kept calling him dumb. And I was like, I'm the victim. And I don't understand why you're detaining me. Now, he did not have me in handcuffs. So he goes on. And I'm like, sir, you're not listening. And he said, I don't want to hear S. You've got to say. I said, okay, then put me in handcuffs and take me downtown. And he goes, I believe you're drunk or high. I'm like, wow, really? Please put me in handcuffs and take me downtown. I need to take this breathalyzer. I'm also going to need the name of your supervisor. I need to know where we're going. You know, and he just kept on and on and on and on and on. Yeah, you look like you're high. I bet I'm going to find drugs on you. And I looked around and I'm looking for all these little red lights and I'm like, wow, and none of you have on your body cams. And then everybody around us was like, don't worry, sis, we're recording it. We got you. We got you. I don't care if we got to pull our money together and come get you out. This is so wrong. You know, they're yelling at the police and everything. And at this point, I became quiet. And the police officer walked away. All of them kind of walked away. And it was like these two police officers were pulling the other ones aside. And I could hear them saying, what you're doing is wrong. And the lady who tried to kidnap me got close enough to me for me to grab her again. And I did. I felt like Street Fighter, round 2, fight. Now, I don't know which round broke this nail, and I don't know which round bent that nail. But I'll probably end up losing the middle nail sometime next week. Because I see the crease across it. I do. And I see a snippet of a crease across my pinky nail. I woke up sitting up in my bed, swinging and cussing. And I caught myself. I was like, oh. So I got up and I went to the bathroom, did all my little girly things, and then I went in there and fixed my coffee. Y'all, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. It was eventful. But as eventful as it was, I am going to share with you. Question. No, stop. I'm going to share with you clue number 4. Now, clue number 4, you have the, you can possibly get 3 points from clue number 4. I think I said that right. So this is your second 3-pointer. But if you get any of it correct, you will get credit for what you get correct. So number 4 is, what was the big event that happened to me just before my birthday? Second part of that, what was the cause? And the third part of that, what was the outcome? Again, what was the big event that happened just before my birthday? What was the cause? and what was the outcome. So that was another 3-parter, and you can get, if it's correct, you can get from 1 to 3 points. So as of now, you have the capability of having 2, 4, 7, 10 points up to this point. Okay. So let's go through the alphabets real quick. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P. And toilet. And thank you. You're welcome. Also, good, bad, love or heart, day, and purple. Okay? Don't forget to love yourself, because that is the greatest love of all. And you can't give others the love they deserve unless you love yourself the way that you deserve. And then all of that, know that I love you too. Until we see each other again real soon, work on those clues. Let's get it done. Peace.